Keaton, are you here? Keaton,
I'm here.
I can't see you. Where are you?
I don't have a camera on my phone.
Oh, okay. I can't even tell that you're here. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Oh, good. Good, good. I'm excited you're here today. This is Jane, my assistant. You've probably talked to her before.
Yep, actually, I haven't spoken to her. We communicate by email or something.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody loves Jane. She's my right arm. So don't give up on me. I'm just still nurturing relationships and whatever.
No, I'm not
And
going to do that. Don't worry.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I have this one guy that I am now introducing to people, and I'm doing it little by little. He's over in Israel, and he's from where is he from, Jane? I think I don't know where he's from, but he also works in San Francisco. So I've introduced him to a couple of people already. So we'll is anybody else here? I can't see anyone, but is anyone else here? Okay. I can't see everybody, Jane. Oh, maybe I'll do this. Oh, there we go. Okay. All righty. So, what's going on in your world, Keaton? Are you is life going well? It's the summer.
Yeah, busy with seeing patients, so
Uh,
yeah, it's busy.
okay. All right. Oh, we've got
I have a call with a screenwriter on Monday to convert my book into a movie.
you what?
I have a call with a screenwriter on Monday,
Oh.
convert my book into a movie.
Oh, okay. Well, this is good then to be able to meet Jeff. I can see there's a bunch of people that are already here. Jane, are they on? Okay, here we go.
No, maybe you need to accept them.
Okay. All right. Um, you'll hear today how long this movie process is. It's a pretty much of a long process. Oh,
Yeah,
coach. Oh, somebody's on sideways. Who is that?
It's
Um,
Jeff, I think, or
Jeff, you're sideways. We
Am
can't
I?
see. Yeah,
All right, let me
one
try and
second.
fix that.
All right.
All right. Okay, but
Woo!
this. Okay, hold on a second.
Okay. Hey, coach, how you doing?
Great, Mary. Good to see you.
Good to see you. You know Jane. And
Hi,
we've got
Jane. Nice to see you.
hello, Coach Jim.
we got a couple of other people. Oh my God, this is a friend of mine from like 30 years ago that's joining. This is so exciting. It's so fun. Um, Jane, can you send out one last letter to everybody?
Okay.
Okay. Jeff Gunderson.
Hey, Mary. How are you?
Hi, how are you? It's good to see you.
Same here.
I've kept in touch with you via Lorraine, Lola, on Facebook and everything. You always look great. No,
Oh,
you're having
thank
a good
you.
time. Are you still working it?
Yeah, a little bit, but probably just a very kind of limited, selected number of assignments with
Oh,
past clients.
okay. Okay, that's good. Yeah, you guys are having fun. You've been in Florida now for a while.
Yes, we've been here part-time for over 20 years and now full-time for like 3 years.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's amazing. And
I
Lola looks
know.
beautiful.
Yes, she continues to manage her health and well-being, but beauty is good if you uh, dress well and take care of yourself well, and you
Amen.
know, feeling good is looking good is feeling good.
And having a beautiful heart. Don't forget that.
Yes, absolutely.
This is my friend, Coach Jim Johnson. We've got Dr. Keaton Desi. Is it Desi who's on the call? Although we can't see him. Priyanka, Sandy Carter. We've got a bunch of fun people that are probably going to be coming here in the next few minutes. And Jeff, are you back on the call?
I'm here.
Oh, sorry. We've got two Jeff
Two
Eadie.
Jeffs. Got it.
Jeff, yeah. Jeff is our speaker today. And anyway, so well, why don't we just do a quick minute of introduction? Jeff Gunderson, I've known you the longest. Why don't you say a quick hello and tell everybody who you are and what you do?
Yes, I am a management consultant. I've run my own global executive search and consulting business for a bit over 25 years now. And I was originally from New York City, which is where Mary and I met, gosh, quite a while back, but
Early
I've been now
2000s.
living part-time and more recently full-time in Sarasota, Florida. And it's a great place to retire to, just a great place to live.
It really is. It's so beautiful. It's so good to see you. Coach Jim Johnson,
Well,
say hello.
hello, Jeff. Ironically, I've never been to Sarasota. I have two brothers live in Tampa, but my speaking manager lives in Sarasota. Hopefully we'll connect sometime.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I was a
coming.
longtime teacher and a high school basketball coach. I was blessed to be part of an inspirational story with my team manager. His name was Jason McElwain. Everybody calls him J-Mac. He shocked the world when I put him in. He scored 20 points in less than 4 minutes, including 6 3-pointers and an
He was
explosive.
autistic.
Yes, he was autistic and still is autistic, but he's now 38 years old. We just had the 20-year anniversary, and I started a speaking career on this part-time. I still taught and coached for 10 years after the game in 2006, and now I speak full-time. Also do a podcast to help young and emerging leaders called the Limitless Leadership Lounge. And Mary was a fantastic guest on. We've been doing that for over 5 years as well. So
Jeff would be a great guest on that too. He's
yeah,
worked
so
with CEOs all over the world for many years.
we'll have to connect, Jeff. And yeah, so.
I'll get the two of you connected.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, it now I can't see everybody, but I see a bunch of, okay. It says Keaton. I don't know if he's still here. Okay, here we go. Here, this is Jeff. Let's see here.
I'm trying to fix this thing right. Am I still sideways?
You're still sideways.
Okay, I'm gonna have to turn it this way,
Yeah, just turn it that way. That's fine.
and that will
Yep,
work.
we can see it perfect.
All right.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, technology, it's the best thing, but sometimes it messes us up. Well, I am sure that there's going to be people that are going to be joining us, and if you are joining us now or later, welcome to the call. I'm Mary Gardner of Mary Gardner Communication and Inspirational Speakers Academy, and I have been coaching CEOs and executives and thought leaders and speakers for many years. I'm a former celebrity lecture agent, and I have spoken all over the country as well. And I've decided to bring some of my hot, fun, amazing talent to the table to introduce to my other amazing clients and friends. And so over this summer, I'm going to be bringing lots of great opportunities for you, both investments, both just connections. And so my hope is that you will meet some fabulous people along the way. So today, I'm really excited to introduce to you a friend of mine, Jeff Eadie, who he and I have been working together for a couple of years. As a matter of fact, someone on the call also has a project with Jeff Eadie, Coach Jim Johnson, and his amazing story. And Jeff has a fabulous background in publishing. And also now he is representing the #4 faith-based film or book of all time, his mother's book, Embraced by the Light, which sold over 30 million copies, I believe. And we're going to hear from Jeff today to talk about Hollywood, to talk about the opportunities of faith-based films and also industry. It's a growing industry. And so we're going to have a time for Q&A. And I just am thrilled to introduce Jeff to you. Jeff, welcome to the call. It's great to see you. Are you here? Can you talk? He's there. I see him. Oh, Jeff, you're on mute. Okay, are you there? We still got people joining the call. Well, Jeff, if you want to go off camera and turn your phone upside down. Oh, he just left us. Okay, well, this is one of those situations where we are, we're without a speaker for a moment. So if you guys have some patience, we'll keep going around the room and introducing ourselves. Again, when I'm doing events like this, my goal is to introduce yourself. If you guys can put a quick chat in the box and tell me if you would like to say hi. Che, you're beautiful and amazing. Would you give us a quick overview of who you are and what you're about? And you're also muted.
Good morning or good afternoon, everyone. I'm an executive coach and founder of Wise Mindly
Okay,
Media.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Oh,
Yeah, Jeff, can you just give us a second because we were
no,
just
it's okay. It's good. So I'm a writer and creator as well. So I
Oh,
am so excited to meet all of you and to hear Jeff. And thank you for creating this opportunity.
I'm so excited. Well, I'd love to get together later at another
Yes,
point in
we
time. Yeah,
must.
it'd be great to meet you. You look beautiful and amazing. All
Yes,
right,
you do.
Jeff Eadie, you're up. Are you here?
I am here, and I do Zooms all the time. I never have problems with it. I think it's because I'm using my phone today.
Uh,
Um, yeah, so I don't have my laptop with me right now where I'm at. So here
well,
we are, but I'm here. Glad to be here.
I'm so glad you were able to figure it out. You know, sometimes I saw this TED speaker one time who on 18 minutes on stage never could figure it out. So anyway, so just to recap where we are, this is Jeff Eadie.
Hmm.
Jeff and I have been working together for a couple of years. He's been a longtime publisher and now is in the film industry, has been for a few years. He has many properties. CL9 Entertainment is his company. I'm the communication person for the company. And he is now owner of a property. It's the fourth largest faith-based book of all time. It's called Embraced by the Light. So there you go, Jeff. So I wanted to talk to you about who you are, what you're about. If you could give us a quick overview of your background and how you got to be where you are today.
Sure, no problem. But did I see, Coach? Are you here today?
Yeah, he's here.
Okay. I don't want to mess around with anything and push something to see everybody, but good to see you, Coach. Um, it's so interesting. My journey has been really multifaceted. I guess if I had it my way, I would have already had a long Major League Baseball career. But I started out. Sports has been my whole deal in life, and injuries led me to looking for another career. So I went into banking, and then this was in 1990 or 1991, and then my mom wrote a book called "Embraced by the Light." And this book recounts her near-death experience that she had back in the 1970s, where she died and she went to heaven, and she was able to come back after her death to share her message of what she experienced in heaven, but it was in such detail that it caught the world just completely embraced this book. So she published it. I left banking to help manage her, and that led me into the publishing world. And I love books and I love publishing, but Embraced by the Light really was a publishing phenomenon. It started out being published in a small little publishing company in Placerville, California, and then it slowly rose the charts. Then we got picked up by Bantam, which at the time was the biggest publishing company. That's when I left banking and I went to help represent my mom, because let me tell you, Mary and everyone listening, if you think financial industries are like shark infested people, publishing is a tough business. So I went in there and I helped her. And then we eventually became a number one bestseller. We broke every publishing record at the time. 82 weeks, it was number one. And translated in 38 different languages and published in over 140 countries. And so that really kind of started me in the publishing world, but also surrounding around faith-based storytelling.
Do you think that was word of mouth or was it PR or how was it? I mean,
That's a good question. I think a lot of it was word of mouth, because we started out small, but then the message it really, we're talking earlier today, Mary, but the message about God's unconditional love, there's no confine to it. There's no geographic confine to it. There's no religious confine to it. Our Creator loves us unconditionally. And so that language really caught on with a lot of people. And I'd like to think we had a good marketing team, but my spirit tells me that this book was meant to do what it did to help the millions of people that it has up until this point, and continues to do so today.
She was on Oprah as well, like a couple times, right?
She was on 4 times. Yeah.
That
Yeah. That's actually what kind of got us going in the end, because, or the beginning, is because when she went on Oprah and Oprah added her to the book club, the sales went crazy. And then that's when Bantam picked us up. So, and then when Bantam picked us up and we have the full marketing behind them, that's when we really took off.
Okay, that's so great. So how did that change your life, and how did that change your mom's life? And I'd like to hear about the story of a little bit about your mom's experience in heaven. So for those of us that haven't read the book or familiar with it, if you could kind of tell us what happened. What did she see in heaven?
Yeah, well, I guess I'll start off with how it changed our lives. It didn't really change our lives necessarily from the standpoint that we grew up with the understanding of this story, right? It happened in 1973. And so as children and growing up, we've always known about this story. My mom had gone out and she had been sharing this message in churches for years, for a decade or so. It wasn't until someone took notes. Her name is Jane Barfus, I can say her name. And she took notes and she passed it on. And that's when a publisher saw the notes and said, this needs to become a book, right? And then they contacted my mom, and then that's when it kind of took off. And so in regards to how it changed our life at that point is now you're mission driven, right? And now, and Mary, you know this, when you're mission driven and you're a man of faith and you're out there, Coach knows this too, is when you're out there and you're talking truth, you got to get a thicker skin, right? Because a lot of people want to come at you, but the blessings of the amount of people who this story has changed their lives is worth every single moment, and I do it 10 times over. But just real quick, like with the story, so my mom went in for a routine surgery, and she ended up dying. So, and then she went to heaven and she met Jesus, and she was able to see a lot of things. She was allowed to see a lot of things up in heaven. She had a life review, and she got to traverse the universe, and she got to see a living garden, just all kinds of things. It's in the book, and I'm not trying to pitch the book, but when you read it, the comfort that it gives you, knowing that we all will experience that one day. And then soon we'll segue into how beautiful that can look on the big screen.
Yeah, no, that's so great. How has that impacted your mom? I mean, she's older now, right?
She is. She's 84. Yeah.
Okay. And then has the book still sold? Is it still a seller? Or is this movie that you're doing going to bring it back? I'm sure you're going to reprint.
Yeah, these are all really good questions. For my mom never changes. She's the same. Her mission in life was to spread the message of God's unconditional love that was shared with her. And so she never wavers, never changes. She's on the phone, she's on emails, she's doing different things all the time with people around the world. I get emails and phone calls from people around the world. It's never stopped. I'm really humbled by the amount of, everyone deals with loss in their life, right? Or people deal with, they don't understand what their meaning is and why they're here. And those are the types of things that we deal with. It's never stopped. Embraced by the Light, it's amazing to me, the legs that it has. Obviously, I mean, it still sells, but not to where it was before. But we do have a re-release deal with Penguin Books when the film comes out.
Okay.
So we're really super excited. I'm almost more excited about that component because I know what the book can do.
Yeah.
I know the people that it can reach. but film just enhances that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Tell me why do you think that your mom was selected to have an experience like that? Not everybody is so lucky or so blessed to
Yeah.
get to have a spiritual experience with like that. I mean, you just imagine my dad had also an experience that was here on earth. It wasn't in
Yeah.
heaven, but it was a very deep religious experience in a tent meeting. We're Catholics, and it was a Pentecostal tent meeting, and he felt like liquid love just came all over him. And it changed him forever, like you're saying. Just he was completely a different human the rest of his life.
Hmm.
So why do you think some people get an experience and others don't?
I mean, I can't speak for others, but I can speak for Betty. And that's actually a question I've gotten many
Hmm.
times by the media and press, or just people generally asking. And I
Hmm.
always kind of say the same general thing. If you knew my mom, you would understand. She's unwavering, right? She's unwavering. And to go out in public the way that she did, people see the fact that the book sold 25, 30 million copies. They see that. They see what they don't see is they don't see the pressures that you get when you're out there on tour, or you're out there with a message that is very strong and straightforward, you know. But my mom is, we call her the Energizer Bunny. She never stops, and she's unwavering in her faith, and she's unwavering in her mission, you know,
Hmm.
here on earth, because when she was in heaven, she did not want to come back. She did not want to come back, and that's one of the things a lot of people tell me. It's so amazing because we had there was we had a house full of kids, and my mom is a great mom. She did not want to come back because she felt she was home, right?
Mm.
But
Mm.
she was she was shown what coming back would do for people, so she agreed to come back. But she says, and this is in the film, this is in the script, that she had Jesus promise that as soon as her mission is complete, that she will be allowed to return. And one of the jokes I have with my mom is I say, "You're
It's
still,"
never gonna be.
I was like, "You're still alive."
It's
So that
never gonna be over.
so that me well, I mean, it's funny, because I told her, I go, "Well, you're still alive, so that means we still have work to do." You know,
Mhm.
and I help her with that. And I said, it has to be the movie. And then I said, well, I hope that's not the final thing, because then you're gone, right? And so, but no, I believe that she was given this gift because she could carry it. Not everyone can.
Mm. Mm. And what is the message? It's just that God is love. And you and I were talking earlier
Yeah,
that in spite of all religions, and I'm Catholic, so we of course believe we're the only religion. Just joking. But everybody feels that their faith or whatever. But what you're
yeah.
saying is that God loves everybody. He's made all of us in his image, and he loves everyone.
Embraced by the Light is not a religious. It's not a
Hmm.
religious book.
Hmm.
Excuse me, a book and or film, really at all. It's just it really is about faith
Hmm.
in your creator. It's about faith in the fact that we are all loved, no matter who we are, no matter what we've done. We are loved unconditionally, and we all have a purpose here on earth. Every single one of us, we're all valued, and that our creator and that God loves us and is there for us always.
How
And that,
what if we don't feel it all the time?
you know what, he's always there. And I think I do counsel people on those things. I mean, for me, in my faith, I'm a big believer in prayer, but I'm also a big believer in living your life in accordance to the way that you believe and that your creator believes is the right path. Then you open yourself up to those teachings and those promptings and those messages, right? If you're not living your life in a fashion, and I don't want to go down the path of religion or faith, but then maybe you're not open to those promptings. But
Yeah.
God is always there for us. We just have to listen. We just have to humble ourselves enough to listen. And also, his will and his path for us may not be ours, but he promises us that it's the right one, right?
Mm.
And that's the thing. Do you think did my mom choose this mission? Or did
Yeah.
God say, hey, you're the one that can carry this? Okay,
Yeah.
let's set that aside. What if my mission was something different, right? What if my mission was to be there for someone in a troubling time? Or my mission was, we don't know. We don't know that. And then real quickly, there's a chapter in the book, and cool scene in the film is it's called The Drunken Man. And when Betty was in heaven, her angel guides showed her this drunken man laying on the side of the street, and they said to her, "What do you see?" And she goes, "Well, I see a drunk man laying on the street." And Betty was like, "That's really sad." And then they said, and I get goosebumps when I say this, they say, "Let me show you who he truly is." And then light emanates from within him, because we all have that spirit. We all have a reason and a purpose, and it's not up for us to judge what that is, because it's God's will. We just have to trust and believe in that. And that and what encompasses embraced by the light, those types of mindsets and thoughts, which is universal. Yeah.
That's so beautiful. Yeah, because inside of that drunken man is God. That's beautiful. This morning I was listening to the Hallow app, which is the number one faith-based app, and the sermon of the day was talking about oftentimes that we don't think we're doing good when we're in prayer every morning. We should be doing it every morning. And so it's the consistency and the foundation that we build. So reading the scriptures, reading books, being in communication. That's why I wanted to bring this to everybody, to let people know, if you don't have a faith, come here. We could at least talk about it. Get people. So it is, we're supposed to be doing that on a daily basis. It's boring, he says. Sometimes it's boring. It's not the excitement that your mom had. But then when we meet that drunken man and we hear that prompting inside of us, like go and give him give him $5 or food or something. So that's how we hear God, the Lord talking to us, I think. And that's why, or how your spiritual life can really come alive. Jeff, that's an amazing story, and I would love to hear about how you transition and what's going on. You now have a company where that was the driving factor. You're working with some exciting people. Give us kind of an overview of not only your film, but what's going on in Hollywood with faith-based projects.
Yeah. So we had been approached by almost everybody in Hollywood, studios and top producers, to make a film out of the book, right? And we passed on it because it just was, the timing wasn't right. Studios weren't really ready to allow these types of conversations in their movies and in their films. About 10 years ago, Ridley Scott's wife reached out to me. Her name is Giannina. And she inquired if we were interested in making a movie of the book. Now, we had already passed on everybody over the years because, again, Betty's more interested in the message and sharing God's message of love, and not how Hollywood would interpret it. Because I literally was asked by a studio, "Hey, we'll make this movie, but can we change the protagonist to a male and have him die on a motorcycle?" And I was like, no. And that's the kind of craziness that we had. But I struck a really great relationship with the Scotts, and what we spent a lot of years trying to find the right.
Give everybody just a bio quickly. I mean, the name Ridley Scott is famous, but
yes, yeah. Ridley Scott. He's done the Alien movies, Prometheus, Martian, Gladiator. He's a visionary in the industry. I like to call him the Michael Jordan of the film business. But he's still out there and he's making great films. He's actually right in the middle of 4 new productions right now. So it's but I struck up a relationship with them. That relationship got me excited because it allowed me doors to open for me in Hollywood as a brand new producer and production company that I think just wouldn't exist for anybody else. So I took the opportunity. I started my own production company. I acquired the rights to the film, and then I got a producer's agreement with Ridley Scott and his wife and his production company. And so then I was tasked with getting the script written, and that's what we've been working on. We've gone through 3 or 4 different versions of the script, and we finally found. I like to say we cracked the code, but we found the perfect story within the book. And the script is amazing and it is beautiful. And we all couldn't be more pleased. And so now we're moving into early pre-packaging of the film. But here's the really cool thing, Mary. And I can't tell who's in the audience right now, but to let you guys know, the really great thing is that we're going to do this independently. So we're not going to go through the studios. We're going to make this an independent film, not unlike what Angel Studio does, because most of all of their stuff, either though they're a studio, they're still doing it independently. It's like what Mal did with his passion in his second version. Now he's doing it independently so that we can continue to control the message, so that we don't get a watered down version of faith and in Jesus and heaven and all of the things that we just discussed, which makes this product so special. It will remain that way. And so, yeah.
That has happened a lot. You and I have been involved with several projects and even coach and having the writer. Oftentimes they put their own spin on it. It is amazing how just getting that script done is an enormous task, and finding the right writers and then the right producers. So it does all have to come together. There's a couple of people on the call, including Coach and another gentleman here, Katan, who has a script that's going to scriptwriter and kind of give, I mean, if you've now been in Hollywood for a while, what to expect when you have a property that you want to sell and or make into a movie. Can you give any advice to anybody that might be in that position?
Yes, absolutely. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Know your story. Make sure that you tell the story that in your heart is the right story to tell. For me, and don't accept anything less, because if you're doing this independently, you have to believe in yourself or no one else will. And you have to put in the work and never stop. I haven't really shared this publicly yet, but I'll share this. It's out there because it's on IMDb if you look this up. What happened, Mary, is we went through 3 or 4 different scripts and different writers. And what we would do is we would bring in a writer and we would tell them the story, they'd research it and they would write it. And it just wouldn't work. And so in October, I told myself, you know what, if I'm going to make this happen, I'm going to have to fully believe in myself. So I hired a writer and I used my publishing background. So I outlined the entire script, just like you would do normally a book. Scene by scene. We call it a beat sheet in the entertainment business. Scene by scene, and I wrote it. So I don't think I've told you that. Did I tell you? Yeah, I don't think I did. Yeah, yeah. So myself and another gentleman named Daniel Blake Smith, we wrote the screenplay, and it was scary and it was hard, and it took me 3 months of 10, 15-hour days, but we got it done. And we've passed it around and people are really pleased and happy with it. So I guess to answer your question, believe in yourself, believe in your story, and persevere, because it's not going to be an easy road, but you just can't quit.
Yeah. And Hollywood is not always kind to people that are outsiders and people that don't have the experience.
They're not.
I worked with a gal who was one of the executive directors of A Beautiful Mind. And at one point she was in a very successful place and everybody kowtowed to her in Hollywood. And the second she got let go from that company, nobody would even talk to her. And so it's a very different kind of place. Hollywood is. It's housewives of LA or whatever. It's that's pretty typical. It's what can you do for me? And so, Jeff, I like the way that you are with relationships. What's your philosophy in dealing with people?
Oh, wow. Let me tell you, that's a really great question because we talk about this all the time. I actually talk about this with Ridley Scott's wife, but all my other publishing partners, production partners, and as well as you. There's a lot of people in the industry, and I don't want to put the industry down, but a lot of people are negative and a lot of people are in it for themselves. You have to go through those types of things but you're going to find gems. You're going to find people who do what they say they're going to do, who are guided by their belief in themselves and their faith, and they're in it for the right reasons. And when you find those people, you got to make sure you keep them. I think that's why one of the big reasons why we connected, because you're a woman of faith, you talk straight, you do what you say you're going to do, and you're guided by integrity and morals. And there are a lot of those people in this industry. You just have to find them. And when you do, stick with them. I see Coach as one of those people too. I can call him whenever I want to. He can call me, and that you don't get that in this industry. You simply honestly don't, not at the level that I think individual people need. So
Yeah.
it's like, be mindful of who you partner with, because that matters if you're going to complete your project. 100%. I mean, you can go with, if you go with the wrong producers and the project doesn't click right away, they're going to put you on the side.
Yeah.
They call it shelving the project. You don't want to do that. So
Yeah.
it's like, projects don't sometimes take long, some take longer than others, but work with people who care about what you're doing so that eventually it can occur.
Yes. Yeah. No, that's great. There's a gal on the call here, Ashley. I can't see you, Ashley Ann Woods, who's a Christian actor, and she's made multiple films in Hollywood. We'll
Good.
probably highlight her at some point. I want to put the two of you together, but besides Ashley and other people, I know that Hollywood, just the majority of the people. When I went out there one time with one of the talent I was representing, and I talked about my faith or God or Catholic, whatever it was. She said, "Don't you ever," this gal was saying, "don't you ever talk like that here. Don't you ever talk like that." I'm like, "Girl, you were Catholic at one point." She says, "You cannot talk like that here." But what has happened now in Hollywood? Has it changed? Now I know that like Roma Downey Jr. or Roma Downey, I think that's her name.
Roma Downey, yeah.
Yeah, the large houses are now adding spiritual and faith-based divisions to their companies. How is that transition? How is that impacting people, if at all?
Well, I wanted to add real quick, like, we have a film called Joseph of Egypt. This is kind of piggybacking off of our last question, but I'll get into this latest one. That's in development, about relationships and about what things look like in Hollywood. So I partnered with some of the makers of Dune and some of the makers and the people behind the film Mary. Have you seen that film, Mary, on Netflix? It was number one for a long time. Great film. And we have some locations in Morocco. We've already scouted in Morocco. And so I surrounded myself with people. We have a couple executive producers too, as well, that are in the faith-based realm that have done some big films. And so our conversation always is, let's all partner together and let's go out and let's do this. And it's going to be a trilogy. We recently got the first script back. The film, it's going to be amazing, and we can't wait. So stay tuned for a press release on that one really soon. But I got a great team. These guys are like brothers of mine now. And Morocco's a beautiful, beautiful place to be in. Yeah, but in regards to your question about what your question was about the studios.
Well, I think just in general, the studios now, they saw that it was a big profit center.
Oh yeah,
If
with Roma.
Like,
yeah,
you look at The Chosen. The Chosen was the best,
Yeah.
movie of all time, and they raised money, direct to the people with a crowdfunding type of thing.
Yeah.
But then now all the studios are adding that because they see it's a moneymaker.
Well, they do because faith-based audiences show up. They do, and at a very, very high number. And I don't ever want to put anyone down for wanting to put that type of content out there, but you can tell the difference if it's a faith-based film that is just being made because a major studio wants to take a biblical story. Do you remember the I love Russell Crowe, but do you remember the Noah film that he was in? He played Noah. I forget the name of it. But and there were some other things in it that just really wasn't spreading the message of what that story needs to be. Like the story of Joseph, to me, is one of the best all-time stories about forgiveness. Look what happened to Joseph, for heaven's sakes.
Mary was pregnant with somebody else's baby when they got married, and he almost divorced her.
Oh,
you're talking about Joseph,
I'm speaking about the other Joseph that was thrown into the pit to die and then sold into slavery.
By his brothers. Yeah, by his brothers.
And ends up becoming a pharaoh and saving a whole nation. Our movie is going to have all of those components in it. But here's the thing, and this is what's really great about the industry today, Mary, is that you can partner with people like I do. Like, I want to tell these faith-based stories. And I want to impact people, but I also want to make a really good film. So why can't you do both? That's why I'm partnering with the Scots, because this film is going to be cinematic. It's going to look great, but it's also going to have a great message. As faith-based producers, we no longer have to just make films with a good message, but it doesn't look like a major feature film. It's the same thing that we're going to do with Joseph of Egypt. And the studios can continue to put out similar things, but I promise you it won't have the impact that these others do, because and even like what with Mel is doing, and most of the stuff that Angel does and Dallas Jenkins does, it comes from the heart. It comes from within out, and you can't replicate that unless it's true.
Yeah.
So, but I don't want to say what they're doing isn't true. I'm just saying people see the difference.
I don't understand how, because I'm a former agent. I was a booking agent,
Yeah.
celebrity agent for a long time. I represented talent at a high level. And I would find a talent that nobody else had discovered, and I would bring them to the marketplace. I still do it all the time. And with fundraising or what have you. And when I see somebody who's got the credibility, the education, the products, everything ready to go, they're fully packaged, and then I can pitch and do promotion, which I will probably always do.
Yeah.
I'm curious how some of the stupidity and some of the most ridiculous things get made in Hollywood. Is there I don't know. It does seem like an evil agenda, or I don't know. I don't know how some of those get produced.
Money. Yeah. It's a certain segment of society likes these films, so they get churned out. It's the same reason why you get the Marvel stuff over and over and over. It's the same reason why you get sequels over and over, because it's a business, right? And they're not necessarily in the business of entertaining people. They're in the business of putting films out there that people want to watch. As a faith-based film producer, I'm not going to lie, it is frustrating to see a Pac-Man movie or some comic movie or something come out there and they have $100 million weekend, right? But people want to be entertained. But the good news is why can't you have both? Right. Why can't you have a film that is really a great story, that's cinematic, that's exciting, but also has faith-based morality and content in it? For instance, we're developing a film right now, and I'm breaking it here, and I'm going to be quiet about it publicly, but it's the story of Adam and Eve has always intrigued me. Always. It's also a film that has not, a subject that has not really been made into a film yet at any large level. So we're developing, it's a sci-fi futuristic version of Adam and Eve. And it has all the storytelling of the beginning. It's called Genesis, but it has all the storytelling of what Adam and Eve went through, about the building of humanity, but it's told in a sci-fi version. My vision of the film is going to be crossover, just like all of our films. Joseph of Egypt, Embraced by the Light, Coach's movie, they're crossover. They're giving you faith, but you're going to be able to sit back with popcorn and say, wow, this looks great, right? Yeah. And so my goal is to do both, and not just be frustrated that Hollywood's putting out nonstop films that people like us that are looking to take away something aren't really getting.
Yeah, I love that. And before we open it up for questions, which I like everybody to be able to introduce themselves and say hello to Jeff, there is an opportunity to invest in this film. Do you want to give a quick pitch? Do you want to tell them that we'll send information? Tell me what you'd like to share with the audience.
I think as an independent film producer, not unlike what Angel Studio does and other faith-based production companies, we're always looking for partnerships. If anyone is interested in being a part of what we're doing, putting out faith-based, value-driven films at a high cinematic level, just reach out and we can have a private conversation. We're always looking for financial partners, but maybe there are people that want to contribute or be a part of it in a different way. And so, and at the end of the day, I hope that you like the films that we're putting out, and you like our message, and you show up at the very least and send us prayers, And so it's like, we have to do this all together. And that's the conversation that I was having with the other producers at the highest levels in Hollywood, because on the phone, they say different things. Everyone, at least the ones that I work with, are like, Jeff, we've got to put these types of films out there. But to do it, we have to partner together. It's going to take all of us. We have to be mission driven, like my mom, right? Yeah. Let's get this message out there. Let's keep our chins up high, and let's weather these storms. And we're doing that And if that's attractive to someone and they want to be involved in it, they can reach out, and I'd love to have a conversation with them.
All right, shoot us your email in the chat and also say it here, Jeff, and then we're going to open it up for questions.
Yeah, I don't want to mess with my settings, so I'll say it's J Eadie,
okay,
JEADIE at CL9entertainment.com.
And the website is cl9entertainment.com, right?
Correct. Yep.
And if they scroll down under your staff, who are they going to see?
A very, very talented person she doesn't even realize how far I'm going to pull her into all of this shortly.
I'm so excited about that. So, Jane, if you're still here, if you could put it in the chat. I don't know if Jane still is still on the call. So I'd like to open it up. We've got a couple of new people that joined, and let's introduce. I want everybody to get to say hello to Jeff. Coach Jim Johnson, you have, I know that you have been very involved you wrote the book, and you just were going into a very brief overview of the 20 years. If you could just give a couple lines on what's happened to you, having an amazing story. I know that you've been a very successful speaker on the circuit. You've done leadership speaking. Kind of give us an overview of how the story has impacted you. And I guess, we all see a vision for it going forward, but the story that impacted you, I guess, in your purpose in life.
Yeah, it was interesting because this happened in 2006. I had a young man who's on the autism spectrum that tried out for our team 3 consecutive years, never made it, but served as our team manager. And I fell in love with the kid, and I wanted to do something special for him. And the special was to put him in our final home game, which of course he shocked the world. But it really, I've always been a person of faith, but at that point, just to give a quick context, I was known as the coach that couldn't win the big one. We would have winning seasons every year, and we'd lose in our postseason. And it was a message for me for 2 things from God. One, that you have a bigger purpose than trying to win games, because that night touched me so deeply. And the other thing is that was back in 2006 when people were being diagnosed on the autism spectrum. There was so little known about it. And I think it was a gift from God to share that, give hope to a lot of people, both that are on the spectrum, but, the families too, because it's very challenging. So it really changed my perspective. The crazy thing is Jason had to go back and be our team manager for our postseason tournament that year, and we ended up winning our first championship. So he was definitely my good luck charm. But it really enlightened me of the power of God in Jesus Christ. So that is something I will cherish for the rest of my life, for sure.
Amen. And your property is with Jeff Eadie, and we still have hopes and prayers that will be made into a major motion picture movie. It deserves to be seen again. And how is J Mac doing today?
He's doing well. We most recently went to actually a local autism charity dinner. It was nice. And actually, I moved across town, so I'm actually closer to him than when I used to be. He just got his driver's license a couple of years ago. I've driven him all over this area. I will say that I love the kid to death, but I still drive when we get together. So
That's good. You're a smart man, Coach. No doubt. Jeff Gunderson, it was just so fun to see you here. What was the pull for you to come in today? And any words of wisdom or anything for Jeff?
Well, I had a question, just a question for Jeff Eadie. When is the film going to be released, and where will it be shown?
Thanks, Jeff, for that question. We're actually in a packaging process right now. And so my goal is to have the film move into production early next year. And so it will probably be released. If we can do that, we can maybe have maybe a Christmas release of 2027 or Easter of 2028 is what I'm aiming for.
Okay.
Yep. So it's all the pieces. So we're right dab smack in the middle of, we got the script. We really love it. And then now we're packaging it. And so the script is only going to do so well. We have to have the right director and the right talent And so it's exciting times right now because we're right in the middle of making that happen.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Dr. Bernardo, hi, how are you? Where are you calling in from?
Hi, Mary. How are you?
Hi, good to see you. Yeah,
So,
how's it going? Thank you for coming today.
yes, I got late. I was at the doctor's appointment that I couldn't,
No
avoid.
worries.
Yes, but I'm very, flattering listening to all of you guys. It's very uh, challenging, I would say, today because when you invited me to participate here, I am an economist. I worked at the World Bank
Wow.
and my father was a Chilean ambassador in Cairo, Egypt. So it's very interesting that you're doing a film there, and.
Wow.
My mother was an Egyptologist, so we lived more than 7 years in Cairo. But I have traveled all over the world, but things are really changing, as an economist.
Mm-hmm.
They're very difficult, especially when you talk about, partnership and trying to look for financing and that kind of stuff. I think that one of the most challenging things is that most people they can have a tremendous project, but they don't have a business plan in which the investors can just take a look at it and say yes, this is a good project and we can do it. And most of the projects fail basically because they don't understand finances, and when you don't understand finances, obviously that you will have a lot of problem trying to get your project ahead. One of the things that we used to do, imagine, raising money for African countries when I just started at the World Bank, we needed to raise money somewhere because those countries, it's like they don't have hope in the future or
Yeah.
never. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's very difficult, but still, as a human being, we all challenge to do an effort to keep trying to help them to to succeed. And we had in the news that with the artificial intelligence, script writers, they are like disappearing, and there are a lot of issues that I know a lot of friends that in Hollywood, and they used to have they used remember that the filmmakers, there was a film that they would produce and then they came into digital, and then whatever, it keeps changing
Yeah, it keeps
technology.
evolving and keeps changing. That's the one reason why also I wanted to go out to people and similar to a crowdfunding. The traditional way isn't always going to work, and tradition is changing. AI is changing things, but relationships still stand. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to bring somebody like Jeff for people to get to know him personally. So I'm hopeful. And also, Bernardo, we have prayer and we have God on our side. So we know that's going to help. I agree with you. You have to know finances and or have people on your team if you're doing a project. I'm working with several people to do fundraising. Is that something that is of interest to you? Do you have projects that are of interest to you, or is this a particular project that brought you to the table
I
today?
you know I can basically, if anybody needs some support in trying to finance their projects, I working for the International Finance Corporation, it was one of the biggest adventures in my life because I was able to meet one of the richest people in the world.
Yeah.
sheikhs in the United Arab Emirates, in Qatar, whatever. It was amazing. And they have so much money, they don't know what to do with their money. And so
Okay,
it's
so my question is, do you still have them as your friends and clients? 'Cause I would like to get together with you.
Yes, have a separate
yes.
have a separate conversation, doctor. And
Yeah,
we'll,
yes, Dr.
we'll see what we
Bernardo.
can do.
I'm going to have Jane reach out to you immediately after the call to find out. So you are consulting now for companies that are looking to raise money, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I do.
Okay. There's another gentleman on the phone call today. I don't know if Leon is still here. I'd like to put the two of you guys together as well. Leon may have had to jump off. But no, that's amazing. You've had a brilliant career and your background is phenomenal. Is there anything about the faith-based film industry that interests you at all?
Um, well, it's,
It's
I retired, a little while ago, so I have nothing to do. Yes, so
Oh, okay. All right. So you're looking for some fun stuff. Okay, I got it. No, this is great. I love that you're here today, and it's always so wonderful. Zoom and these kind of
Yeah.
small things get people together. I would love to absolutely follow up with you and have a conversation. No man needs to be retired without fun projects on the plate. So let me tell you right here, I got several of them I can talk to you about. All right, let's go on. Jay, how are you? Great to see you again. You were telling
Mary, can I add something real quick, like
Absolutely,
to the
Jeff.
doctor,
Yes,
just real quick, like
for sure.
I had when he said he worked with the World Bank.
Yes.
I have, if you can tell with the art in the back behind me. I'm part Native American, and I worked on the plight of natives for decades. I've had a nonprofit, and I worked with the World Bank, and they were brilliant. They asked me to sit on their Indigenous Peoples Board, and like the World Bank is just I'm so proud of the things that they get involved with, and I'm not surprised what the doctor said about how they're trying to help out these impoverished countries. So I just
Yeah.
wanted to give a quick shout out to World Bank.
I'm in some kind of study with the World Bank. I've been answering a questionnaire with them for like 7 or 10 years. They interview me every year. I don't know
Awesome.
about
fantastic.
entrepreneurship. Yeah.
Hey, Mary, if you don't mind, I'm just going to jump in because I have another meeting that I have to go to. But my name is Kevin Morgan. I am a sports entertainment executive. I've been in sports entertainment for 30 plus years. I apologize not being on camera, but I'm in my car. We are, I am Catholic. I'm a convert to Catholicism, so I'm very interested in faith-based, whether it be podcast or broadcast, or I know Angel Studios has done a really nice job on a few things. And my comments are that for the group on the phone, the future for this industry in faith-based programming, I think, is only going to get stronger.
Yes.
You can see the trends happening in social media now. I have 3 young adults, 26, 24, 22, who live by their faith, go to mass, go to faith-based groups, do things as a community in New York City that are just off the norm with the changes that are happening in the world and the divisive nature of what is going on in the world. I think you're going to see this become more popular and more popular, because where do you really want to bring yourself? Do you want to bring yourself to watch something that doesn't fall into your morals and values? Or do you make the change to say, you know what, if I'm going to spend a time at the movies, or I'm going to spend time doing something, I'm going to do it around stuff that I know is right? Stuff that I just don't want to say that I believe in Jesus Christ and I believe in my faith, but I want to live it.
Amen.
So I think that, this is only going to get bigger, better, faster, stronger. With regard to Jeff being Indigenous, Jeff, I did work in lacrosse for a long time, which obviously is an incredibly Indigenous sport. It is the creator's game. I will tell you that I will be more than happy if you guys can, via email, send maybe a prospectus on the film, what you're looking to do, how what kind of money you're looking to generate. I can also help. I'm very tied to a lot of investment groups here in New York City, a lot of people looking to just that work in the film and entertainment space, that have money to spend. So I'd be more than happy to help, and I really appreciate being invited into this call. I apologize that I have to leave, and I apologize I'm not on camera. But if you can forward via email
We'll get it.
to me, that would be great.
Will do. Thank you so much. And I couldn't agree more. Audiences are hungry for stories with hope, right? And so why can't we do both? Well, I mean, in Mary, the point that was made in regards to, and I'm really proud of this, and I see it in social media landscape as well. People are moving in that direction. People are moving in the direction of faith and belief because they need to hold on to something in this world that seems like it's spiraling out of control.
If you don't stand for something, you can fall for anything, right?
Amen.
And at your time of death, we're all going to answer the call. I had just a quick story to my conversion.
Yes.
My grandmother was the greatest human being I've ever met. And at her time, when she was older, she was scared to die. And I realized at that moment that if she's scared to die, knowing that she was this incredible soul, tremendous person, that I needed to learn more, right? So it pushed me to say, God, what else is there, right? It was a calling. And we're all called to that. And we're all human. We're all going to die, right?
Yes.
So, we have to answer. And I think that society has driven young people to realize that sooner than later. And I think that's a great thing. So God bless, guys. Thank you for inviting
you.
me.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you
Kevin.
so much. Talk soon.
Mary, I've got to run too. I'm actually
All
meeting
right.
a former player for lunch. Jeff, it's wonderful to see you and great to see everybody. And we look forward to talking again.
All right,
Thank you,
Coach. Talk soon.
All right. Take care.
Is there anyone else? I know, Che, we were talking to you, and I can't see everybody on the call. Is there anybody else that would like to talk to Jeff at all? Say something, introduce yourself. I also know Ashley, or I don't know if you're still here, but Che, go ahead and kind of give a quick overview again, and then who is ever interested next.
Wow, I'm blown away. I didn't know what to expect. I have my own company. I have two companies, and I work in the wellness industry as a coach and trainer. And I'm a meditation teacher. But underneath all of that, I'm also a playwright, and I'm a trained actor, but I have never really used it. And then recently I wrote a play based on my mother's passing during the first part of the pandemic and the letters that she left me. So it's actually now a screenplay. And that's really why when you sent the email, the invite, I thought, maybe this is good timing. And she was a deeply spiritual person. I consider her, one of my greatest spiritual teachers. We're Anglican and Catholic, our family, but I'm also a mindfulness teacher, and I've seen so many different pieces that are needed for us as human beings to see ourselves greater than just flesh. And so I would love to talk to someone about the screenplay. I'd love to know how I could help produce any work that's happening and be part of fundraising or building. I have a lot of skills, but I'm a deeply spiritual person who just wants to live from that place in this world right now.
Well, you found the right place for sure.
Apparently.
I love it. I love it. I would love to talk to you and hear more about the experience that you had and what your mom went through. So let's definitely connect. I mean,
Yes, and I have my own born again experience from when I was 8, and I have a lot of experience with indigenous communities across Turtle Island, and so I'm a great believer in our human family.
That's beautiful. It's like, I know people get tired of me saying this in my industry, but surround yourself with like-minded and spirited people who are willing to get out there and get it done. And I'm really blessed. I'd like to think it was my skill sets, but it's a blessing that I found those people, but we're always looking for more. So I would love to connect with you and just have a conversation, because all great things start with a conversation. So yeah, let's do that for sure, Mary. If you can set that up,
absolutely,
connect us, that would be great.
Jane, if you could make that happen, that would be great.
Absolutely.
I don't know if Ashley is still here. It looks like she had to jump off. And I can't tell who else is here actually. Anna Gawar, Anil Gawar, Brant, Che just talked, David, Des, Okay, Dr. Eisen, he's not here. Jeff, uh,
Jane is here. Jane.
Jane is my assistant.
Oh.
Sandy. So if does anyone else have any questions or comments, Doug, for Jeff?
I just want to add one little thing that,
Yes.
Yes, doctor.
Speaking about, belief and religion, and when you enter to work at the World Bank, you have to understand that there are people from all religions. And the first year that you enter the bank, you are the entire year trying to understand the different cultures, because what we think sometimes, is completely wrong for other people. And that is when you become like a real human being, trying to respect, all religions, and not try to be. I'm a Christian or Catholic, whatever, I don't know how you call it, but I believe in God. Okay, but uh, when we see things differently. When a boat is sinking, uh, the first thing that we do is to say women and child, right, and kids.
Yes.
And in Asia, the first thing they do is they throw into the ocean men, kids, women, everything, and they sell the elder. So we have different way of thinking, and we have to understand that there must be a respect, especially when you talk to people, because sometimes you find people so toxic that they think they believe that they know everything, and it's not that. We're just, we're like a flesh, in the history of the creation of the earth, and we're nothing. It's like listening Carl Sagan, that when you see the spot dot, in the universe, we're here. We are all fighting today. I don't know how many, things that we have to solve, and we need people like the people that are gathering here, in which we can help to change the way people think, and the actions that they're taking. It's not nice to live in a world like this. I mean, what we are going to leave to our kids, or to the generations that are coming into the world. Today we have the lowest Natalie, rate. The kids, they don't want to have babies
Yeah, right. The
because
birth rate. The birth rate is so low.
exactly, look, it's so low, and so it's very important that we have to give them hope, as you said, but it's important to understand that we have to put something from our part, because if we don't do nothing, it's not going to, come by itself. We have to do it.
Amen.
I love.
Thank you. I love that. And thank you for saying that. And because of things like Zoom now, we're able to get to know people from around the world. And so, if you think about all the blessings that came out of COVID, this is one of them, that now we have the ability to do this. And it's such a pleasure to get to meet people like all of you guys, to see all
It's
the
so
different,
great.
yeah, the
But
purposes.
I was born in New York City by mistake, but
That's great. That's
you know,
funny.
he- my father was a diplomat, so couldn't do anything. We were at the United Nations, and I was born there. But my ancestors, I are from Chile,
Yeah.
right? I even was a presidential candidate here in Chile in
Oh my
2021.
gosh, you are kidding me. That's amazing.
That is
Yes.
awesome. Congratulations.
That is so good. And I gotta say, uh, Dr. Bernardo, your smile just lights up the
It
camera,
does.
the room. You are genuinely a loving human, and it's so nice to get to see that at the World Bank, no less. And
And
thank you.
one of the things, one of the greatest experiences that I had in my life. I had the chance to work with the Nobel Peace Prize, Mohammed Yunus, that took 200 million people out of poverty. That to me was something, he's so humble, and he has, he believes in something else, but he irradiates, peace, and it's unbelievable, to talk to him and work with him.
Wow.
I love it.
They said that about Gandhi too, that he just was so, the love coming out of his eyes was just so beautiful. So that's amazing. Well, I don't want to keep people too long. Is there anyone else that would have anything else for Jeff? We are going to make sure that everybody, you have his information. Jane put it in the chat room. Anybody last thoughts? Well, thank you all, Jeff. Thank you so much for being
You're
here
welcome.
today.
I
And
wanted to add, it's really
yeah.
important. One thing in regards to entertainment business, but really just anything is momentum. And so I really do mean it. I love conversations with like-minded, spirited people. So please do reach out. I'm going to try and get your guys' email addresses, and I will reach out as well. Let's keep this conversation going. All I can tell with the spirit and how people have presented themselves, that they really truly want to be a part of making a difference. So let's do it. So expect to hear from me, or I hope to hear from you.
Amazing. I think it's also, thank you. It's also about who's around, who we are around.
Yes.
Because there are so many polarizing people, if we can find our own communities where we can support each other emotionally and, creatively, it's going to inspire a new generation of people, and it's also going to make us healthier. So I'm here in Canada, actually. So
Awesome.
I'm so excited to meet you
It's so
guys.
interesting you say that, and I don't want to go long, but I've purposefully over the years, and Mary knows this, I've built an infrastructure of like-minded and spirited people where we can have meetings and we can talk about the highest levels of cinema. Like, what can we do, for this shot or that, or what do we want to do? But we can also simultaneously talk about our faith, right? And some of our, and it's really cool because sometimes in our meetings, maybe we close it with a prayer, depending upon what the nature of the meeting is. And so, to your point, like surrounding yourself by like-minded and spirited people who have had these successes in this industry is something that I've purposefully and intentionally created. And so, but I'm always looking to build my team. So I'm looking forward to talking to all of you.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Likewise.
I almost missed this meeting. And so, Mary, thank you so much for the invite.
Yeah,
It's
Mary's the best.
hugely
Well,
generous.
I appreciate it. I know that we that's our goal too, is to get like-minded people together, and I feel very blessed to be able to get to meet each one of you. So thank you all. God bless everybody, and Jane will make sure that everybody has each other's information, and we're going to be editing this down a little bit, but we're going to be sending it out to my massive mailing list. So Jeff will be supporting you along the way. So
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
thanks,
Nice meeting.
everybody.
Talk soon.
Talk
Thank
soon.
Thank you
you.
all.
Thank you, Mary.
Bye.
Nice to
Thank you,
meet you all.
guys.
Bye. Take care.